everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna finally be trying this trend that I know you've all seen all over the internet, the Flying Dutchman Burger, and we're gonna do my version of it. So let's jump right in. First thing we're gonna do is make our sauce. For my sauce, we're gonna be doing Duke's mayonnaise. And there's no particular measurements to this, just whatever is to taste. So we have some mayo, and then this is Primal Kitchen ketchup. I love this ketchup because it's no sugar added and it is keto, and it is just, I think it tastes so much better than like Heinz or whatever. This is yellow mustard. Just use whatever your favorite yellow mustard is. All right, and then I have some dill relish here. I'm not using sweet relish because that has a lot of added sugar. We're trying to keep this keto, guys. We do keto here, low carb, super delicious. So dill relish. And then you guys already know, I like things with a little bit of a kick. So we're gonna put in just a little bit of buffalo hot sauce just to give it some spice. That is perfect. And then just mix this all together. I think the regular recipe of this doesn't have any spice to it at all, but I can't do no spiciness. You know, we need some hot sauce on our burgers. I love things with a little bit of a kick. Of course, you can skip this step if you don't want to, but I'm showing you guys my favorite version of this. And I use this burger sauce all the time. I mean, this is the kind of like my classic burger sauce. All right, let's set this aside so that we can start seasoning our burger meat. Now let's work on our patties. So I have, this is 85% lean burger meat, and I'm gonna use a glove for this because I don't wanna do this with my bare hand, keep it a little less messy. And I'll include in the description all the seasonings that I'm using. I'm just gonna dump that right in there, and let's mix this all together. You can also season, if you just make the patties first, you can season the top of it. But by doing this, you know, you're incorporating this seasoning all throughout the meat. So I like to season it before I form the patties, but whatever you wanna do. You can also just buy the patties that are already, pre-seasoned, or the patties that are already separated, and just season it after that, whatever you wanna do. All right, that looks perfect. Now I'll start forming the shape. For the Flying Dutchman Burger, the patties are super thin. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take our burger meat, all right, and then just put it on a piece of parchment paper. All right, and each burger, I've seen that people use 2 patties, so that's what we're gonna be doing here. Now, all you wanna do is take a second piece of parchment paper, put it on top of the burger, and just smash it down. All right, let's do that to the other one. So now when you take off the parchment paper, it is super flat. Let's do that for both. All right, and when you cook the burger, it's gonna shrink just a little bit, so you want it to be larger than how the burger's actually gonna turn out, because the meat's gonna shrink when it cooks. So next thing we're gonna do is make our buns, which is the onion. So let's move on to that. So I have my onion here in front of me. We're gonna slice it into about a 1-inch thick ring. So just cut off that end. We're gonna take off this outer layer, and now we're gonna cut it into about 1-inch thick slices. All right. I think I'm gonna use these middle ones. So you want each of the slices to be about this thick. Now let's set this aside so we can get cooking on the burgers. So I have an iron skillet here. It is heating on medium heat and it is nice and hot now. So I'm gonna throw in a piece of butter. And the first thing we're gonna do is we are going to cook our onions. So that's nice and melted. Let's just take those onions that we worked on before. I'm just gonna throw that right on there. And we're gonna let these cook until they are nice and cooked on both sides. Now let's flip this over so it can cook on the other side. Let's be careful trying to flip this. Hopefully all our rings stay together. Yes. Okay, let's do that to the other one too. Our onions are done now. Let's take them off and set them on a plate so that we can work on the burger itself. Time for the burger itself. I'm gonna add a little more butter to the pan, and I have it heating on medium heat. And all we're gonna do is we are gonna take our burger patty. So this is a small surface area. If you have a larger surface area, you can cook both of the burgers at the same time. But since this is small, I'm gonna cook one at a time. And you're just gonna take the burger and flip it over and just take off the parchment paper. Now, since this is a thin burger patty, again, it's gonna cook really quickly, so you don't need to cook it for too much time on each side. And of course, it also depends how long you cook on each side based on if you're cooking with a iron skillet or a non-stick pan or a steel pan or just straight on the grill. It just depends on that. So play it by ear, and you wanna make sure that you're pressing down on the patty so it remains nice and flat. And as you can see, the size is already decreasing. That looks good. I can see, you kind of know when it's ready to flip because you can see halfway up the burger that it's starting to cook. And when you see that, it's okay to flip the burger. So I see it halfway up. We are just gonna flip this over and cook it on the other side. Now that this burger is done, I'm gonna work on the other burger too, and then we're gonna put the cheese on at the same time so it's nice and hot. So now we're just gonna add our cheese. So I'm gonna take my burger patties, and I have this pan on really low heat. I'm just trying to melt the cheese. So I'm gonna add the burgers back on. And I'm using one of my favorite cheeses for this. I'm gonna use some Colby Jack cheese. So let's just put that right on there and let that melt. I'm really excited to try this, guys. I've seen this all over the internet and it looks so, so good. Super messy, but really good. So I am really excited to see if this is gonna be one of my new favorites. You know, when you're keto, sometimes you're trying to look for something other than like a chaffle or a low carb tortilla, something else that's an alternative to bread. I know an onion's obviously not the same thing as a burger bun, but I'm sure this tastes really, really good. This looks really good. I think it is done, so I'm gonna turn off my heat and we can start assembling this burger. I am so, so excited. All right, let's start assembling. So I have the sauce that we made earlier. Let's put some of that on first. All right, that looks good. I'm gonna take a piece of lettuce next. Take one of my burger patties. Now let's do another layer of sauce. Tomato. Our second burger patty. I don't know how we're gonna bite this, guys. I'm doing this how everybody else does it. But I'm excited, it's gonna be messy. So trigger warning, but we're gonna enjoy this. This looks so, so good. I am so excited. All right. Whew. Almost lost one there. All right. And finally, we're gonna put on that last onion bun and take a look at that. It looks, oh my God, guys, this looks really, really good. I cannot wait to try this. All right, let's try to do this methodically. All right, y'all, this is gonna be the messiest bite that I'm ever gonna do probably on this channel, but let's take a huge bite. I don't even know how to tackle this thing. All right, let's do and do as much as we can here. I'm gonna take one more. Sorry, guys. I mean, I have completely destroyed what we did here. It is really delicious. I see why people like this so much. In my review and practicality, is this something that I would make again? Maybe. It's super, super messy. I mean, it's really fun if you're trying to like do something different. And if you really love grilled onions, this is the way to go. I think if I did this again, I would love to make it exactly like this, but I'd probably do a bun of some sort. If you haven't seen my burger and buns video, make sure to check it out on my channel. I make these amazing burger buns, and this would go perfectly with that. But this was really fun to make, and I mean, like I said, I can see why people like this, but probably won't be making this again considering how messy it is. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making it. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also, hit that notification bell to never miss a tasty upload. Till next time.